But yeah, to go over the, well, I guess, let me pause the music. To go over the build, might as well throw stuff on YouTube. But for the throw barb, some things that I've learned from people, that, a lot of people think War Strikes is probably the way to go for the build. But after testing on my own, Wraithflight is actually, I think, best in slot for pure damage. It does way more damage than Lacerator and War Strikes. And also on top of that, in terms of the skills, you can put a point to Polearm and Spear Mastery to get some extra damage and crit and AR, just having the Spear. And then, obviously you should be putting a point into General Mastery, just because you're using the Lacerator. But my gear, it's the Eth Wraithflight. I got the Crushing Blow IAS. Got pretty lucky on this. 3 socket Ariats. I put in some max damage jewels. One had like IAS. The other one undead damage to undead, which helps kind of clear out the skeletons. And the other one was like just a plain 22 max or something like that. I got High Lords with extra ED. Eth Lacerator, which I just got MF, but I'm still looking for a higher ED one here. Gore Riders with CBF, which is pretty nice, so I don't have to rock the Ravenfrost. BK Ring, Nosferatu, just for the IAS and a Deadly Strike. And then a Dual Leech with a ton of decks, which kind of just like replaces the Ravenfrost. Laying of Hands, obviously I think more IAS is a little better just to hit the breakpoint. But, I just have some random MF ones. But the 150 damage to demons was ultimately what I was looking for on these. Fort. Swap, I just have a BO stick and Hodo. But, yeah, going into actual gear, the skills, pretty much put 1 point into everything. I dumped a lot of points into Battle Command just because it does extra damage. But, the major key was because you're using Wraithflight, just make sure you put a point into Polearm and General, and then you're obviously maxing Throwing Mastery, so you're kind of covering all 3 of these masteries with this setup, and then double swing and double throw, which is pretty self-explanatory. But one thing I learned is actually, given that the double throw AR is like kind of bugged, where it says 24k here, but that's like kind of on the first throw. Apparently, after some D2 scientist came in chat, he actually told me the bounces actually go off of your base AR. So that's why you notice on my build, the bounces are hitting way more because, when I have the Fant, so, obviously I have a Beast Might Merc, so the damage boosts, but the AR goes to like 9k, and then I always use Inflame to get the extra, the AR bonus on this, which is still only like 9k, but that's kind of the reason why I'm hitting way more than usual. So that's kind of like, I guess not many people know about it, but that's why it really makes more sense to go with this route with Wraithflight and Eth Lacerator. I've noticed the clear speed is much faster than what my previous setup was, so I kind of just stuck with it. I advise everyone kind of do the same. On top of that, you could always be proccing with Frenzy too to move faster, get a little more AR also. So I always try to keep this procced, but, you get lazy sometimes and you just start throwing. But, if you have this fully blasted out, you'll notice the bounces go a little more. But at the end of the day, you're pretty much fucking one-shotting anything anyways. But, yeah, the damage is insane. Obviously, the tooltip is a little off, too. But at the end of the day, I notice you fucking clear everything. All maps, all monsters basically get killed in one shot. Yeah, and you see here the bouncer actually like hitting better. When I was rocking War Strikes, it almost seemed like it was really just that first hit. The bounces did nothing. But, if you go this route, you'll definitely notice a significant increase. And also, like, on the throw distance, the spear goes the farthest. So, you see how, like, it goes another, like, couple frames past. So that's just another reason why you should probably be using the Wraithflight. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for the build. Clears all maps, clears all content. That's the way I did it. I also, in terms of charms, I just have all max damage. But other people are saying it's better to go with B combats. I've yet to test that, but, someone else, you could give it a shot, see how much damage you get. Maybe some sort of mix of B combats with max damages. I'm sure there's some sort of optimal range, but I've I've yet to discover that yet, but I'll probably be testing that in the coming weeks. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the build. I'll just remember to fucking clip this later and I'll post it up somewhere. Let's get the music back up. Was that three hours into my stream? Just make a note. It's gonna be such a shitty video, but whatever. Throw Barb build 3 hours. Determine the damage red. Yeah, it's the enchant. The enchant. And Demon Limb actually gives, like, it's pretty high level. I think it's level 23 enchant, which is not bad. It's not bad. It's honestly, I only use it for the AR boost. The fire damage really is kind of insignificant. Ariats over G-Face. I like Ariats because, as I mentioned, I noticed I didn't use G-Face because I have a ton of Deadly Strike anyways. But Ariats, it's just a great helmet, you know, for FHR. The +4 to combat skills is massive. Life Leech, Strength, Dex. To me, I think it's better, but G-Face, you know, you get more Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike. The bounce AR sparkles comes from your basic attack AR. So, like, it's whatever this AR is what the bounces will have. Not like the actual double throw AR, which is just outrageous. Yeah, there's so many options, you know. This is kind of just the way I did it. And it works well. It works really well, so... to be honest, I'm probably not going to make any changes to the build. The only thing I'm really looking for at this point is like getting a higher EDF Lacerator. That's about it. But you know, I highly recommend if you have extra sockets, get one of those max damage to undead jewels. Like I noticed for T1 clearing, it rips through the skeletons, it rips through the boss so much faster than it was before. Because like even at like, you know, what is this? 44% damage, that's, you know, I'm basically hitting, you know, 44% more to those skeletons, which significant change. Because they actually were pretty tanky before, and now I just fucking shred them. I just shred them like they're nothing. So yeah, I highly recommend going that route. Just throw one of those in your helmet, get it somewhere. To make the bounces hit, you just need to get your basic AR up. Which is also why Ariats is really good, because you get this 20% bonus to AR, I think. Yeah, the 20% bonus to AR is on the Ariats, so that's why, to me, I feel like this is better than G-Face on, like, a lot of different levels. Like, G-Face, I think you'll get more damage, more crushing blow, but, like, I don't know, at the end of the day, I think Ariats gives you better damage, you know, you're not going to have as much crit, Deadly Strike, but you have more AR, so your bouncers are hitting more. You get more dex, you get res, all the good shit. And you know, it's +4 to combat skills, which adds a good amount of damage. Like if I take it off, it's literally 8k damage. Well, on the fake tooltip, but you know, that's definitely translates to some sort of difference. Yeah. Found your first puzzle box? Nice, dude. But yeah, ultimately, you're trying to get as much AR as possible. That's why, like, the max damage AR charms help a lot, too, you know, to get your AR up. Because that's ultimately, like, the higher your basic AR is, the more your bounces will hit. And I've noticed a significant change once I, like, made the swap. And to be honest, like, I think, like, if I were to go, like, min-max it, just for pure damage, I'd probably put less points into, like, the other random skills I don't use here, and just kind of put more into like the pole armor general mastery to get more damage in AR. But you know, at the end of the day, like I feel like it's not really necessary because